All right. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Thanks for everyone to everyone who watched the last episode, and especially for commenting. I appreciate every single comment. Please keep it up, and I try to respond to everyone. And again, there's always an open invitation. If someone wants to come on the show, let me know, and they can, and they'll be happy, and I'll be happy to have them on. All right, exciting show today. I want to show you a clip. Michelle Obama and Pelosi have a explanation of to why there isn't a female president yet, and let's give them a listen.
Name.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama said at a recent event that America isn't ready for a woman president. She said there's a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman. Do you agree with her?
Well, I respect her, and I know that view is one that we all are saddened by, but I think we have to change. The fact is that I've heard every excuse in the book, I'm not sure a woman could be commander-in-chief. Well, why not? Well, I served in the military. Well, okay, and so do women serve in the military. So I do.
So Nancy Pelosi is bothered by this, and she hopes America is ready for this, for a woman president, even though Michelle Obama feels not. And they've gone through every question. They just can't imagine why nobody would vote for their candidates. She even says later on, wouldn't it be so exciting? Wouldn't it be so wonderful? Wouldn't it be so joyous to have a female president? And maybe it would be, Pelosi, but can you think of a reason to why people haven't voted for these president and female candidates? Could it be that maybe they're just horrible candidates? Do you remember Hillary Clinton calling everyone in America a basket of deplorables? And I must tell you, I find this so patronizing. Instead of them being able to look inside and say, hey, we sent you guys some weird candidates, and that's why you didn't vote for them. Like, no, America must not be ready for a female president. Let's take a look before we wreck this argument. So should remind ourselves who the last female the presidential candidate was, just for fun.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. So all of this is...
Yes, Nancy, that's right. Take some of Kamala's advice. We exist in the context. The context was that we didn't want to vote for a laughing imbecile. Now, before you say, but how could there never have been a female president? There are Western countries that have elected female leaders. Israel had a female prime minister. England had a female prime minister. And let's take a look at the quality of that prime minister. Let's show you what Margaret Thatcher sounds like for comparison.
I have the same contempt for his socialist policies as the people of East Europe who have experienced it have it for theirs. He were rather the poor were poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That way you will never create the wealth for better social services as we have. No, no, no. We're all unequal. No one, thank heavens, is quite like anyone else, however much the socialists may pretend otherwise.
There is no such thing as public money. There is only taxpayers' money.
I seem to hear the stench of appeasement in the air. It is because we on this side have never flinched from difficult decisions that this House and this country can have confidence in this government today.
Now that is what a leader looks like. Now you might say, hey, the quality of leadership has gone down. And we clearly have to now accept much lower quality of leaders. And there's probably some truth to that. Could we find an example of a modern day leader, female leader, that is not a complete imbecile, that is not a fool, that is competent? Wait, let's see. All right, Italy. Let's take a look at the Prime Minister of Italy. Let's take a look at Giorgia Meloni.
Sono Giorgia, sono una donna, sono una madre, sono italiana, sono cristiana, non me lo toglierete, non me lo toglierete.
She says, I am an Italian, I am a mother, I am a woman, and nobody will take that away from me. Could you imagine in a million years Camilla giving a speech as articulate as that, as powerful as that? So no, Michelle and Nancy, we're ready for a female president, but we are not ready for complete laughingstock. We are not ready to be the butt of the world's jokes. We are not ready to have a president who hates us, who thinks we're deplorables. We are not ready to have a presidential candidate who has no achievements and can't even remember basic, can't even fulfill the smallest jobs. So no, why don't you try give us a candidate that is actually competent, that actually cares about the needs of Americans, and then maybe you'll get your first female president. But you know what? If people are equal, we don't have to have a female president. We can just have a president. It's not more exciting to have a female president. We just want a good one. How about you and the Republicans just send us good candidates, and you stop worrying about the gender and the race, and if it's the first Middle Eastern, South Asian, Pakistani mayor or senator or judge or whatever. Why don't we just find the best people for the job, and then we'll elect them, and then they'll do a good job? Sounds like a plan. All right, that'll do it for today, guys.